Hello everyone, welcome back on our YouTube channel. As you know that in the last video we have covered topic 6.1.2, which is about the benefits and risk of test automation. Now this topic is the last topic or subtopic you can say of topic 6.1, test tools consideration, and then after this we will go to the last topic, which is 6.2. So today we will be finished with topic number 6.1. This topic is about special consideration for test execution and test management tool. What you need to keep in mind, like in the last video we have discussed about the risks and benefits of test automation, or you can say test execution tool. But now here we will see more in a more advanced level, like what exactly special consideration for test execution tool. So actually, if you see what test execution tool actually does, like it compare the actual result with the expected result which you got from the testing. The tool would automatically do the comparison. And similarly, sometime if you need to give that input again, replay that input, then it will like as per the script it will again take the inputs from the database or whatsoever and will run the test cases. And again, like everything is like test execution tool can be like comparison, can be even sometime it supports the logging as well of your test results. And then like as you have planned, each time it will record the test input and will again play it. So there are different type of test execution tools which we will discuss in 2 to 3 main categories. In order to have a smooth and successful implementation, there are number of things that ought to be considered when selecting and integrating test execution and test management tools into an organization. So there are different things you need to keep in mind whenever you are integrating a test execution or a test management tool inside your company. So first of all, we will discuss about test execution tools. Test execution tools execute test objects using automated test scripts. This type of tools often require significant effort in order to achieve significant benefits. Why? Because sometimes for test execution tools, if you are like doing for example like for sure the automation testing, then you you should have those like script writers, those programmers actually who can write the script, because you need advanced scripting techniques or skills for the test execution tool. But if you are not if you're not want to do, for example, the scripting, there are some tools which support the scripting. The first example, let's say, is capturing test approach. You are doing a manual test and in the background you have switched on or you have turned on, like say this tool. It will automatically note down your manual test activity and will generate a script by itself. So the next time if you want to repeat the test again, you will simply play that and then test will be executed. I will try to include the names of some tools as well, but many of you may be familiar with the tool name of Selenium, which is being widely used uh, in testing, mostly for the web interfaces. So it's a kind of, you can say, capturing tool. Capturing test by recording the action of manual tester seems attractive. Like what it does, you are doing the manual activity, but in the background you are using a tool which is automatically noting down the manual activity and creating a script. But sometimes this script is not stable. But this approach does not scale to the large number of test script. A capture script is a linear representation with specific data and action as a part of each script. It's not a journal script. Like for example, you have 1,000 lines of data, let's say thousand sets of data. And if you write a journal script using Python or whatsoever scripting language you are using, it will be journal. It will take each data and will behave it with this data in the same way. But if you are using a capturing tool, as they are telling it is a linear representation with a specific data and actions, maybe this will be anyhow unstable for the other set of data. This type of script may be unstable when unexpected events occur and require ongoing maintenance as the system user interface evolves over time. So if you're using these kind of capturing tools, so maybe sometime they are not that uh, like useful, because they sometimes they are totally relevant or they are totally related to a specific set of data. And if you are going to have some unexpected events, then it will be really tricky for you. So now the next type of execution tool is data driven test approach. Like I will not open the Excel sheet, but actually what in the data driven develop we do, we say, like for example, if the data set is 1, then do this action. Like this test approach separate out the test input and expected result usually into a spreadsheet, and uses a more generic test script that can read the input data and execute the same test script with different data. Like for example, you have an Excel sheet with a different set of data. What this test data driven test approach will do, will have a script, and each time script will reach one line of data and will execute a test, second line of data execute a test. So actually here this test approach separate out the test inputs and expected result usually into a spreadsheet, and uses a more generic test script that can read the input data and execute the same test script with different set of data. So generic test script, it will read the data. It's a data driven test approach. Then comes the keyword driven test approach. As the name is suggesting, over here you will have some keywords. Like for example, you are writing switch on, maybe a headlight, or if you are doing some automotive testing, so switch on, what headlight. So it's a keyword driven, it's a keyword. Based on this, it will run some test cases. This test approach, a generic script, processes keywords describing the actions to be taken, also called action words, which then calls keyword script to process the associated test data. Let's say with the switch on, data is 1, switch off, data is 0. You will write a script, and there are many keywords in your Excel sheet, let's say, or your database. Then each this script will take the each keyword and will test the values. So it's another kind of keyword. So normally data driven test approach or keyword driven test approach are considered to be better in some cases as compared to the capture test approach, in which you are capturing some kind of manual testing. The above approaches require someone to have expertise in scripting languages, tester, developer, or specialist in test automation. When using data driven or keyword driven test approaches, testers who are not familiar with the scripting language can also contribute by creating test data or keywords for these predefined scripts. For example, if they are not familiar with the scripting languages, maybe they can create an Excel sheet, maybe they can create keyword data, test data to given to the scripter, and they will create the script. So testers can also help in that way. Regardless of the scripting technique used, the expected result for each test need to be compared to actual result from the test, either dynamically while the test is running or stored for later post execution comparison. So anyhow, each time when the test is executed, you get some output, you compare it with the expected output, and then either you can do it at the runtime and logging the file continuously, test pass or fail, or maybe you can store the data for the later post execution comparison. Further details and examples of data-driven and keyword-driven testing approaches are given in istqb certified tester advanced level, like test analyst. So you do not need to go through, like for you as on the foundation level, I think this information in the syllabus is more than enough. Simply go through this stuff. You don't need to go to test analyst course content and know more about data-driven and keyword-driven. If you want, you can, but it's not needed at all. Model based testing, for example, if you are doing some model in a MATLAB or some other modifying languages, tools enable a functional specification to be captured in the form of model, such as activity diagram. So for example, you are using UML, and then you are doing some activity diagram, you are doing model based testing. Then this everything is specification to be captured in the form of model. You will have model, the flow. This task is generally performed by a system designer, like high level designer, who represent everything in a form of model, and over there then you do the kind of model based testing on that. Again, we have a model based testing different certification in the you can say specific. The model based testing tool interpret the model in order to create test case specification, which can then be saved in a test management tool or executed by test execution tool. Like you can see it, certified tester foundation level model based tester, that is, you can say, expert based certifications we have, like model based testing, automotive testing, or automation testing, penetration, the different kind of advanced testing on istqb. So if you're using some model based testing technique, then over there you can like capture the data in the form of a model, and then you can interpret the model like how it is behaving, and then you can create your test case specification, and then you can save that data in test management tool. So there are different kind of approaches for test execution tools. So this was approaches or thoughts about test execution tool. Now what you need to consider about test management tools. Test management tools often need to interface with other tools or spreadsheet for various reasons, including like because they are management tools for, like you can say, an overview, like for the complete testing process. Then comes under it test execution tool and whatsoever. So test management tool, you can say, is a father of like all the tools which need to integrate or which need to interact with a lot of tools and spreadsheet to produce useful information in format that fits the need of the organization. Like organization needs a final report, let's say, and an overview. So test management tool will integrate or with interact with all other tools or spreadsheets to maintain consistent traceability to requirements in a requirement management tool. Again, you also have a requirement management tool. So test management tool will also interact with the requirement management tool to keep a check of that. To link with test object version information, the configuration management tool. So test management tool actually is keeping you is need to interface with all the tools. This is particularly important to consider when using an integrated tool, e.g. application lifecycle management tool, which include test management module as well as other module, e.g. project schedule, budget information that are used by different groups within an organization. So whenever you are using application lifecycle management tool for the complete test management tool, let's say we are taking an example as a test management tool, then you should keep in mind like it will also interact with other modules as well, so it should be that like flexible to integrate or to interface with other tools as well. So friend, this was everything for topic 6.1. Now we are done with topic 6.1, which were specific the tools, test tools for the consideration. So in the next video we will start topic 6.2, which is about how you can acquire a tool and you can use it effectively in the organization. So there are some basic principles for that you will try to cover in I guess 2 videos, and then we are done with istqb foundation level preparation. If you have any question, any doubt, any query about this particular topic, don't forget to comment. Maybe you can write us an email as well, or you can comment in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe our channel, like our videos, and share it with your friends. Until the next video, we wish you happy learning. Have a nice day and bye.